From twisted horrors to hidden indie gems, the Nintendo eShop just dropped some wild deals, but which ones are currently worth your cash? Welcome back Nintendo fanboys, it's sale season again, and this week's eShop deals are wild. From brutal parkour to eerie horror throwbacks to hilarious indies, I've rounded up some absolute steals that you need to know about. So no messing about, let's dive straight in to some Nintendo Switch 1 and 2 deals from the eShop. Neckbreak is an adrenaline-fueled first-person parkour brawler that throws you into a world where movement is your weapon. Imagine if Mirror's Edge met Doom and both decided to crank up the speed to 11. You'll be wall running, sliding, and slamming enemies into oblivion, all while chaining combos that make you feel unstoppable. Every encounter rewards fluid motion and aggression, and when it clicks, it's pure chaos in the best possible way. Visuals pop with sharp neon energy, and the soundtrack keeps your pulse pounding as you dodge bullets mid-flip. If you've been craving something fast, brutal, and completely satisfying, Neckbreak is one of those hidden gems that will break your expectations. Neckbreak is currently on sale in the US and Canada and is just $2.99 USD or $4.10 Canadian. You may remember this as Project Downfall. The game was forced to change name due to a likeness issue with a Hollywood IP. Ever wondered what happens after you die? And still get stuck doing janitorial work? Crypt Custodian answers that question with style, humour, and surprisingly heartfelt storytelling. You play as a mischievous ghost sentenced to cleaning up the afterlife, armed with a trusty broom that doubles as a weapon. The game blends Metroidvania exploration with hack-and-slash combat, layered over a gorgeous hand-drawn world filled with quirky spirits and hidden secrets. Its mix of charm and challenge feels like a spiritual cousin to Hollow Knight, but with its own cheeky twist. Every upgrade you earn makes exploring the crypt smoother and more rewarding, and the writing keeps things fun and full of personality. If you enjoy discovering smart, funny indies that pack more depth than expected, this one is a hauntingly good bargain, even at a modest 30% off, setting you back £12.59 or your regional equivalent. This sale ends on November 6th in Europe and November 7th in the US and Canada. And this game is brilliant. Please pick it up and support the devs. Up next is Crow Country, an atmospheric survival horror love letter to the PlayStation 1 era. Think tank controls, fixed camera angles, and that nostalgic polygonal dread. You explore an abandoned theme park, unravelling a mystery filled with eerie characters, cryptic clues, and a creeping sense of melancholy. What makes it so special is how it balances the retro horror tension with modern quality of life updates, giving you all the chills of a classic Resident Evil, but without the frustration. The world design is dense and unsettling, and the audio work sells the isolation perfectly. You can tell that every shadow and sound was placed with care. Crow Country is a standout indie that feels familiar and fresh all at once. It's the kind of haunting experience that lingers long after the credits. Whilst not the biggest discount, this is such a fantastic game that I had to recommend it at any price. Crow Country is currently 40% off at $11.99 USD and $15.59 Canadian, and is on sale until November 3rd. And whether you pick it up now or in the future, please do so at your first chance. And moving on to Unmetal, a mix of stealth action, 80s movie parodies, and a whole lot of sarcasm. It's a send-up of the classic Metal Gear games, complete with codec calls, cardboard boxes, and macho one-liners, but it never forgets to actually be fun. You play as Jesse Fox, a soldier who insists he's been wrongfully imprisoned, and the story unfolds as this over-the-top retelling of his escape. The humour is razor sharp and constant, poking fun at genre tropes while still delivering clever gameplay challenges. Expect plenty of sneaking, gadget use, and creative problem solving, all while laughing at the ridiculous situations Jesse finds himself in. It's rare to find a game that is genuinely funny and mechanically solid, but Unmetal nails it. For fans of classic stealth or just great comedic writing, this one's an absolute knockout, and it's 75% off, setting you back just £4.49 or your regional equivalent is a no-brainer. This sale ends on October 22nd in Europe and October 23rd in the US and Canada.
I've been arrested for a crime I didn't commit.
We know.
Did you see the cat joke in the previous trailer?
Dredge, the deluxe edition, looks like a peaceful fishing game, until you realise the horrors that lurk beneath the waves. It's a chilling blend of cosy and creepy, where you pilot your fishing boat through fog-shrouded seas, collect strange catches, and uncover the dark secrets of a cursed archipelago. The gameplay loop is addicting. Sell fish by day, upgrade your boat, and risk the night to hunt for rarer, more dangerous discoveries. The tone slowly shifts from serene to sinister as you learn more about the world and what you're really pulling in from the depths. The art style and sound design are hauntingly beautiful, and then there's the eerie calm to every moment on the water. Dredge is one of those rare indie hits that's both relaxing and unsettling, often in the same breath. It's an unforgettable voyage into the weird and wonderful. And at 40% off of all of the additional content, this is a must-buy, even at £14.39 or your regional equivalent. This sale ends on October 21st in Europe and November 1st in the US and Canada. So any Europeans interested in this, pick it up fast. From the creator of Rick and Morty, Trover Saves the Universe is exactly as wild and hilarious as you would expect. You play as a reluctant hero partnered with Trover, a foul-mouthed purple alien with a knack for fourth wall breaking commentary. The gameplay mixes platforming, combat, and absurd puzzle solving, but the real draw is the non-stop banter and improv style humour. Nearly every interaction is voiced, and it's all dripping with meta jokes and weirdness. The world design feels like a fever dream of bright colours and bizarre creatures, perfectly matching the chaotic tone. It's not just funny, it's actually a clever adventure with moments of genuine surprise. If you love irreverent humour, creative worlds, and games that don't take themselves too seriously, Trover Saves the Universe is a ridiculous ride worth taking. And at £7.42 or your regional equivalent, a 67% discount, this could be a little gem to pick up. This sale ends on November 4th in Europe and November 8th in the US and Canada. Vigil: The Longest Night is a dark, hand-drawn action RPG that feels like a haunting blend of Salt and Sanctuary and Castlevania. You play as Layla, a skilled warrior trying to save her hometown from a spreading corruption, and the tone is pure gothic dread. The combat is weighty and precise, with a deep skill tree and a ton of weapon options. The environments drip with atmosphere, twisted forests, cursed villages, and terrifying bosses that wouldn't feel out of place in a Lovecraft tale. What sets it apart is its commitment to tone. Every line of dialogue, every note in the soundtrack feels steeped in melancholy. It's one of those games that crawls under your skin in the best way. If you're a fan of 2D Souls-likes or dark fantasy storytelling, Vigil delivers in spades. In grabbing it at a 50% discount for £9.99 or your regional equivalent is a great shout. This sale ends on November 2nd in Europe and November 3rd in the US and Canada.
And may your sacrifice not be too much to bear.
Now, few games make you feel as precise and powerful as Sniper Elite 4. Set in World War II, Italy, you play as elite marksman Carl Fairburn, sneaking, sabotaging, and sniping your way through massive, open maps. The series' signature X-ray kill cam is as gnarly as it is satisfying, but this entry adds a ton of tactical depth. You can set traps, use environmental kills, and approach missions however you like. The freedom of movement and creative flexibility make every mission replayable and rewarding. The environments are stunning. Sun-soaked villages, lush forests, and massive fortresses that all demand smart planning. Sniper Elite 4 is both cinematic and deeply strategic, making it one of the best tactical shooters on the Switch. If you want something meaty and satisfying, and maybe a little gruesome, currently just £8.74 or your regional equivalent, a 75% discount, the whole franchise is currently on sale. But for me, this is the best experience. This sale ends on October 26th in Europe and October 27th in the US and Canada. And now it's time to lace up those shoes, grab a wrench, and dive headfirst into zombie parkour mayhem. Dying Light is an open-world action survival game that mixes intense first-person combat with one of the smoothest parkour systems around. You play as Kyle Crane, a covert agent dropped into a quarantine city of Haran, where daylight means scavenging and fighting for supplies, but when night falls, the real monsters come out to play. It's a perfect blend of exploration, tension, and creative freedom. The city feels alive, with rooftops to leap across, walls to climb, traps to set, and horrifying night chases that will get your heart racing. Even years after its release, it holds up incredibly well on Switch, with impressive performance and tons of DLC included. Atmosphere, movement, and brutal melee combat are fantastic, and yes, the Switch visuals are muddied, but it's still a great playthrough, and to this day, one of the best Switch ports out there. Unfortunately, this game was removed from the European eShop, something to do with German laws on blood and violence. But you can grab this in the US for $9.99 or in Canada for $13.99, an 80% discount, and this sale ends on November 5th.
Holy shit! There's someone alive in the quarantine zone?
Yoku's Island Express is one of those rare games that makes you smile from start to finish. You play as Yoku, a tiny postman beetle delivering mail across a tropical island. But here's the twist, it's a pinball platformer. The world is full of bumpers, flippers, and ramps that propel you through lush environments in one of the most creative spins on Metroidvania design ever. It's relaxing, colourful, and filled with clever secrets, and the soundtrack radiates good vibes. The sense of discovery never fades, and every area feels alive with charm and whimsy. It's impossible to not fall in love with its positivity and originality. Yoku's Island Express isn't just a hidden gem, it's one of the happiest surprises on the Switch, and the perfect game to unwind with, especially at just £3.19 or your regional equivalent, an 80% discount. This game is on sale until October 21st in Europe and November 1st in the US and Canada. The penultimate game is Dead of Darkness, a hauntingly stylish pixel art survival horror from Retro Fiction Games. If you're into that retro SNES era vibe with a modern twist, this one's worth a look. The story kicks off on Velvet Island in October 1985, with mystery, betrayal, and odd goings-on from the very first scene. You'll be using save points instead of autosave, navigating ruined mansions, creepy ghouls, and a sanity meter that adds real tension. The visuals are a major highlight, neat 16-bit style pixel art, moody lighting, and great sound design that hits you when you least expect it. The difficulty ranges from very easy if you just want the story, up to hardcore modes for seasoned survivors. It has a few weaker elements, with lots of backtracking and some rough edges in map navigation, but if you're after atmosphere, suspense, and a retro challenge, Dead of Darkness is a great pick. It has unfortunately only on sale in Europe and is only a modest 25% off, but I had so much fun playing this, I had to highlight it, and hopefully other regions get a discount on it soon. Dead of Darkness is currently £10.86 or your regional equivalent, and is on sale until October 30th.
Let's burn this fucking place to the ground.
And our final game of the week is Hyper Light Drifter, a fast and beautifully intense top-down action-adventure game. You play as a lone drifter exploring a decaying, futuristic world, one that speaks through visuals and music rather than words. There's no dialogue, no hand-holding, just you, your sword, and your instincts. Combat is fast and precise, requiring you to dodge, dash, and strike in split-second bursts of colour and chaos. Every encounter feels like a dance, tough, rewarding, and incredibly satisfying once you master the rhythm. The pixel art is jaw-dropping, the soundtrack, by Disaster Piece, is phenomenal, and the storytelling through atmosphere alone is something special, and it is absolutely a modern classic. If you love stylish, challenging action games that tell their story through mood and mystery, Hyper Light Drifter absolutely shines, and at its current sale price of £8.99 or your regional equivalent, a 50% discount makes it an absolute must-buy. This sale ends on November 2nd in Europe and November 3rd in the US and Canada. And there you have it. Some of the best bargains currently lighting up the Nintendo eShop. Whether you're chasing chaos in Neckbreak, fishing in Nightmares with Dredge, or cleaning up the Afterlife in Crypt Custodian, there's something here for everyone. If you found a new favourite, drop a comment and let me know what you're grabbing. And if you enjoyed this roundup, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss next week's deals. Until then, thanks for watching, stay cozy, I'll see you around.